Hello everyone, this is Leonardo, and this is the first public display of my attempt to make a good sounding virtual analog oscillator, which is called Vessek. And this is going to be a long video because I'm going to show you all the features and also many things that excite me about the oscillator. And I hope you cannot hear it, but there is a guy next door using a drill. I think that he's taking his revenge because of all the noises that I make here. And he wants me to pay back. But let's start. So Vessek is a dual oscillator. You have two oscillators here, and you can use the mix control to blend between the two. So I'm going to focus now on one oscillator, the oscillator A, and you have a tune which it will be different depending on the mode that you select here. This is the fine, so it's going to move one semitone up or down. In the coarse, it's going to move one octave up or down, and in the semi mode, it's gonna move in a quantized way. And you have an octave control. And then you have the pulse width control. And you have three different waveforms. The pulse, the saw, which also has pulse width control. Well, the equivalent of that in a saw wave. And you also have a triangle, which right now it doesn't look pretty much like a triangle, but this is a feature that I found by mistake, and I'll leave it in because I think it sounded good. So the triangle, it's more like a triangle when you go up, but as you start going down, it becomes like a square. So it's very good for making a sub oscillator because it adds some nice harmonics. So let's detune it a little bit to make it more interesting. And for example, you can use the semi mode in order to tune, to get, let's say, a seventh or a fifth there, and then you can blend how much you want of it. There's a guy with the drill. It's not the oscillator, I promise. So if we select the triangle waveforms, we get like very nice smooth sounds. And yeah, we can also modulate the pulse width of the triangles, if there is such a thing. But one interesting thing is that if we select saw waves and we change the pulse width, it sounds like it was like a bigger oscillator or many more oscillators. So up to hear. Nothing very special. But things start getting crazy when we start using FM or AM. So the FM, it's linear FM. It's oscillator 1. Oscillator 1 is the master. Oscillator B is the slave. And let's start increasing it a bit. And of course with FM you have points where it sounds really, really nice. And the sound will be different depending the tuning of the oscillators. So we have this is the oscillator A, which is untouched, and the oscillator B, and then we can blend. Let's say that I decide to have a smooth sound in A and just add in a little bit of oscillator B. Put that to the initial. Now let's take a look at the AM. The AM is easier to hear. I mean, it doesn't have a very large effect as the FM. So I'm just gonna select the oscillator B. And the same, the sound is very, or the effect is very different depending on which is the octave that the oscillators are using. Okay. The last and my favorite is the sync. So this sync, it's a kind of soft to hard sync. It's a gradual sync. The way it's implemented is that the oscillator A starts interfering with the oscillator B. And just to make it more obvious, let me just retune into stay that and start increasing the sync. So as I start increasing, oscillator A is messing up with the oscillator B, with the phase. So you will find a few sweet spots over there where it makes some strange sounds, and it will stop when if we just go to the maximum. It's just a hard sync. To make it more interesting, we change something like this. One of the nice things about the sync is that if you just make any FM sound, so let's take that one, and it's not very harmonic, you use sync, and almost everything sounds good here. If you want some smooth sound, you select the triangles. The next part is the shaper. Let's put some triangles here and then start increasing the shaper. And the shaper comes with offset control. So let's say that I want to modulate this. If we select if we just randomize the sound, we're gonna get very crazy things. Let me go back to some of the useful sounds, and now I'm gonna show you. So Vessek has an integrated glide control. So as you may have noticed, it has a gate input, so that one is used to trigger the glide, and you can decide when to use it, always or only when the gate is not on. But Vessek also comes with this envelope. The idea with this one is that, let me show you the output that it produced. So every time the gate is triggered, there is this envelope output coming out. And you can control the time it takes. Pause it. And the idea with this one is that you can use it to modulate other parameter, let's say the FM. Shaper. And this also has one trick. Let me disconnect this so it's easier to see it. I'm gonna lower the volume as well. So this is showing the envelope, but it also has an external input, so you can connect an LFO, and what happens here is that now the external input gets multiplied by the fade, and then you can use this output to modulate, let's say, the tuning of the oscillator. Let's take the output. Other feature here is that the glide has an output as well. Let me show you what it outputs. So this output is gonna show the difference between the target node and the actual node. So every time that there is glide, the difference is gonna be shown here. You can use this as well to modulate. For example, this is with the shaper. Or as well, you can use it with the tuning. So these are basically the things that you can do with Vessek, and of course combined with other modules it sounds much better. The sound gets more interesting. Say that we take tangents and we just randomize something.